Hello, in this lesson I'm going to introduce you to the function called average. This is normally used in calculations, especially in MS Excel, and it is a very, very important function because in real life we do totals, but sometimes we want to know the performance when everything is spread across, and that is actually to say that you want to calculate average. Now, average can only be calculated when you have total. For example, if I have marks of students in class, and I have maybe one student who is called Mark. Let me just write here. One student is called Mark, and this Mark scored maybe 56%. Then another student could be maybe Mary, and Mary scored maybe 76. Then another one, maybe Frank. Frank is a student in the same class, and Frank has 63. And then the other student is Bob, and Bob scored maybe 46. So as a teacher, when I look at the data the way it is, it may be difficult to know on average what is the performance of the class. I have individual marks of each student, but if I want to compare my class with another class, I have to find the average performance. So assume this is class A. Let me just brand this as class A. Then in this class, this is class A. Then my colleague on the other side has his class, and maybe that class we can call it B. Class B. And in class B, we could be having some 4 students again, maybe Jen with 64, and let me write 64 properly. 64. Another student could be there, David being a student there, scored 98. And another student here, Clinton scored 59. And finally, we have Jennifer, a student in class B. Jennifer scored 36. Now, if you are given information like this one, and you are asked which class performed the best, it is very, very difficult to know by just looking at the information you have here with your eyes. The only thing you can do is to find the average of class A, then you will come back and find the average of class B, then you will compare the two averages. The average which will be higher, it means that class has performed well than the other. So, for me to analyze this information and find out which class performed best, I have to find the total for this class, then also the total for the other class. Once I have the total, from the total I can also tell immediately which class performed best. The class with the highest total means the class which is better than the other one with the lower total. Apart from that total, with average, I can know out of 100 which class also performed the best. Okay? So, in order to calculate average, I will just use this total. I will just use this total, which I will get here, divide by the number of students. Okay? So here we have 4 students. So if I want to get the average here, I will take total divided by 4. Okay, let me just write it as the number of students. Number in short form is written like this, number of students. So in order for me to calculate average, it means I will take the total marks of all the students, divide by their number. Then I will get average. So once I have average for class A and class B, we can as well tell which class performed best than the other class. So to solve this challenge I have here, I will use MS Excel, and I'm going to start it right away. It is loading. I will just open a blank workbook, and here I want to increase the height of these rows so that they are a little bit higher. The height is increased. So to do that, I will just click at the corner here. This is select all button. If you click at the corner, you select all the cells. Then I will right click on the selected cells and choose row height. Then you can see by default or automatically the row height is 15. Now I will go ahead and increase it to 20 and click OK. After that, you can see all the heights are increased. I want now to come here and give description for my data by just writing here class performance. Then I can give it a bold appearance and give it maybe red color. If you don't like red, you can change it to something else like purple, as you can see. The next thing, you remember I have 2 classes, so I want to expand this. I want to expand this to increase the width of this column. If you want to expand the column, just point at the corner like this, and when you see a double arrow, just press down the mouse button and you can expand. And remember, here we have students. So I'm going to write here, right away, student as the title. That is student. Then that student has marks. So I write here marks. And remember, marks is percentage, or it is out of 100. So we represent it by this symbol, percentage symbol. And from there, I am going to also have another column here. In this column, I will also write student. And also point to this border between the 2 columns. When I see double arrow, I just press and expand. And the same a bit for this. I can even copy this. copy and paste it here because it is the same title, and that is how we do it. Remember, a shortcut for copying is pressing Ctrl key on the keyboard plus letter C or Ctrl C. That is a shortcut for copy. Now I am going ahead and noticing that I have forgotten some information to be inserted between class performance title and the student title. I want to insert the name of a class. So I will not delete all this information for me to start writing again. What I will do, I will point to a row. This is what we call a row, running from left to right. I will point to any row above which I want a new row. So I want a new row above row 2. So I will point to row 2, then right click. After right clicking, you can see there is something insert. If I click insert, it will insert for me a new row, as you can see here. Let me undo. Remember, if you want to insert a row, you point at this heading. When you point at the row header, it is called row header. You can see there is a small arrow appearing. If you just point like this and right click, you won't get the chance to insert. So you just point at the row header and click insert. Likewise, if you want to insert a new column on the left, you point to the column whose left side you want to insert a new column. When you see this arrow pointing down, you right click, then you say insert. Then it will insert a new column. So I will come back here and write here class A. Then here I will have maybe class B, just like that. Then this one I can make it another color, maybe red, and this one can take red color. Then I will go ahead and make this bold. Here, make them bold, like that. Now, the next thing I want to do, I want to come here and put the names of these students. You can see I have them in class A. I have Mark, Mary, Frank. So I will just come here and write here Mark, Mary, Frank. Then I will come and check again here. I have Bob. And then this side I have Jen and David. So I will come here and write Bob. Then I can have Jen and David. These are the other ones are in class B. I am just maximizing these windows. I have Clinton and Jennifer. So I'll come here and write here Clinton and Jennifer, just like that. Next, I want to go ahead and put their marks. Here you can see I have 56, 76, 56, 76. Press enter, 76. Press enter. Next, I have for Frank and Bob, that is 63, 46, 63, 46. Then we move to class B. For Jen and David, 64, 98, 64, 98. Then here for Clinton and Jennifer is 59, 36, 59, 36. Now I am done. So the next thing we want to do is to find out total marks. Here, I can write here total. Then here I can also write total, and also I can write here average for that class, and also repeat the same here, average. Now to make this data here more readable and easily followed by somebody, I will put borders. So the first thing I want to do is to select all this, and I will point up here. You will see border, and you just choose here by clicking this down arrow and choose all borders to apply borders in all of it, like that. Then I will want this title to have a background color, so I will just come here and give them a nice background color. Then for the class here, you can see this name class is in one cell. I want now to take these two cells and make them one, and I will click here, merge and center, like that. And you see now it is one big cell made from the two cells. Likewise, I will just come and select these two and merge and center them, like that. After doing that, I will just click the big cell and choose here all borders, so that it has a border. Likewise this one, all borders. And you can see now my titles look attractive and pull down. When you see the down arrow, you just pull down to increase the size of this upper cell. Then I want this title to be in the middle of this cell. So I will come here and choose the middle and click. You can see now it is in the middle of this cell. Then this average and total, I will make them bold. Then there is italic here. You can make it italic to look like that. Same to this total. Make it bold and italic. Now the italic makes the font to slant forward like that. If you don't want it, you can just select and switch off the italic symbol like that. But since I want it, I will come on again and switch on the italic icon. The next thing I want to do is to make these marks in the middle of these cells. So I will just select all these cells and center them. This is for centering in the middle. Likewise this one, select all of them and center them like this. Now I am ready to calculate, but before I calculate, I just want to save this file. So I will just click save. Then I will just choose here desktop, and I give it a name, Max. Let me put it in capital. Max of students. Then I will click save. So my work is now saved. So the first thing I want to do is to calculate total of all this in class A and the total marks in class B. I will just click here and write here sum. That is method number one. Just write sum. Sum is simply total. Then double click this sum and just select the marks you want to add. Then just press enter. So this one is now total marks for this class. Another method for calculating total is to put equal sign. Then you just click the first mark. Then you press the plus sign on the keyboard. Then you click the second. You press the plus sign on the keyboard. You click the third, and you press the plus sign on the keyboard. and finally you click the last number. Now after the last number, you don't put a plus, you just press enter on the keyboard. That is another method for calculating total. So if I compare the total marks in class A and B, you can see class B is ahead because it has 257, which is greater than 241. The next thing is to find out the average for the class, and one method is to put equal sign and just take this total, and when you see here in the formula bar, you just put divide by sign. Whatever you do here also appears down here. So it means I'm taking this total and in cell B8 and I'm dividing it by the number of students in this class. So I have 4 students, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm putting here 4. So I'm taking total divided by 4, then I will press enter. So this is what we call the average of the class. And average means generally what each student has performed. The general performance of that class is 60%. Although we have others who performed higher than 60, others lower than 60, but that is the average or the middle part of that class. So another method of calculating average is just to come here and type equal sign, then write here average. When you see it in the list here, you just double click it. Then you select all the marks you want to do average for. Then press enter. So those are the 2 methods for calculating average. Now you can see my average marks has decimal places. Now I want to remove these decimal places. I will just click the value and point here under numbers. There is something called decrease decimal. Keep on clicking it until you can see now it is rounded off, no decimal places. Even here, I just click it, then I just round it off until I don't have any decimal places. So finally you can see the average performance for the class B is higher at 64 and for class A is lower at 60. So the total and the average can show us the performance of 2 different classes. Remember, to calculate average, you take total divided by the number of items. That is all I have for today. I hope you will go and practice this at home. See you next time. Bye-bye.